I don't know if you are like me, but I have so many ideas just swirling around my head and so many things that I want to sew. And then when I really start to think about it, it just becomes so overwhelming. And then I end up sewing nothing. I don't know if you are like me or if any of you have ever found yourself in that position. But that is where I currently am. Let's see how best I can get it from out of my head into a finished garment. So if that is something that you are interested in, then keep on watching. As the weather is getting cooler now, I'm going to make myself a sweatshirt. I'm making my sweatshirt out of this French terry. And this is a very colorful French terry, but it is what I have. And I have all my pieces already cut out. I have the back and front, two sleeves, the bottom of the top. It's going to be longer than what I need. And then I will cut it to the correct size once I put the top together and measure it. And these are going to be my cuffs for the arms. And this is going to be my neckband. These are going to be 4.5 inches. So when I take the 1/2 inch to put it together, then it'll be 2 inches on the fold. And the same for the cuffs. The neck binding is 2 inches. So those are the parts. So all you need are your pieces. You need your sewing machine, your serger if you have one. If you don't have a serger, then you will just use the zigzag stitching on your machine, a matching thread, of course, your scissors, pins, or clips. Stick to the end where I show you the final garment and how it looks on me, a real person. Let's get sewing. I'm going to place my front and back together, right sides touching, and I'm going to pin the shoulder seam. So that's the first thing I'm going to do. I'm actually going to use my clips because I have them and I don't really use them. So I'm going to use the clips to put it together rather than using my pins at the serger. All right, so I'm going to stitch those down and then I'm going to insert my sleeves. And how I'm going to insert my sleeves is I'm going to open up my top like this. And I'm going to take my sleeves and then I'm going to put it in like this. So I'm going to find the center and I'm going to match the center and then I'm going to pin all around. And I'm going to do that like that. And then once I'm done with that, I'm going to stitch the side seams and then I'm going to try on my top, because you always want to try on your top to see if you need to take anything in. I'm going to see how quick I can get this done because I need to go walking in an hour. So I'm just going to use my serger. Okay, so one of my sleeves are in. I'm going to do the other one off camera, and then when I'm finished with that, like I said, I will serge the side seams, and then I'm going to try my top on, and then I'll come back and show you the next step. Both of my sleeves are in. I'm going to pin down both sides. I don't have that much clips, so I'm going to make sure that one of the seams is going one way and the other is going the other way so that I can get a clean finish right there. And then I'm going to put the pin there, one here, just to keep this together. And I'm going to do the same for the other side. And then once I have this pinned or clipped, because you know pins in this, once I have this clipped, I'm going to take it to my serger and I'm going to stitch it down. And then I'm going to try it on. I advise you to try on your garments while you are making them so that you can adjust it as you go along rather than waiting until you already put the garment together. So now that we have both our side seams clipped, I'm going to go to the serger and I'm going to stitch it down. Now that we have gotten to this point where both of our side seams are stitched down, I want you to go and try on your top. And then once I try on my top, then I'm going to do the neck, the sleeves, and the bottom. Okay, so I tried on my top and I think I'm making good time. It's a little after 3. And so I've been working on this top for about 25 minutes and I think I've made good progress. I'm going to measure my neckline. I'm also going to measure my cuffs, my thing for my cuffs, and I'm going to measure the bottom. So I'm going to do all of that right now. So let's measure the bottom first. Do that from one end to the next. Do not stretch it, just measure it as is. So it's 20.5. So we're going to -4. So that's 1, 2. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So we're going to have 16.5, right? So 16.5. So let's go with 17 because we need that 1/2 inch to join the 2 pieces together. So let's go with 17. I pray to God I cut 17. Okay, so basically 17. I'm going to put right sides together. If I had cut that any short, I would have been screwed. I mean, of course, I still have fabric left, so we're going to stitch this using a 1/2 inch. Now we're going to measure the cuffs for the sleeves. Okay, so we have basically 4.5 to minus about 1.5 inches of that. So I'm going to go with 4 instead. So then I'm going to measure my neck. Try not to stretch it. 31, we're going to take 80% of that. And then I'm going to pin all these up. And then I'm going to go to my machine. And I'm going to serge them. And then I'm going to show you how it looks on. If you like what you see, like, comment, and share my videos with family and friends and all those persons who just love sewing or who wants to simply be inspired. When you share my videos, YouTube will then push my videos to all those other persons who are interested in my content just like you are. I will see you in the next video. Be blessed. Bye.